Hello friends, this is Scott, and welcome to part 3 of planting the summer vegetables at the school garden. And just as a recap, if you remember, I have 2 binders full of old seeds that the previous person that was doing the garden with me was very meticulous in collecting. But don't know how old these seeds are and how viable they are, but we're going to plant a bunch of stuff and finish off the garden today, and then we may have to plant some more in the future to fill in some holes, but we're going to try to see how, plant as many of these seeds as possible and see how they do. So last but not least, we're going to plant the big vining crops. And so we have some spaghetti squash, some delicata seeds. We have some moonstruck honeydew. We have some jackpea little pumpkins, some large cantaloupe, some sugar baby watermelon, some jack-o'-lantern pumpkins, some butternut squash, and some winter squash called mashed potatoes, and we have a sweet meat, which is another squash. So those are what I pulled out of the binders, and that's what we're going to plant today. And we're going to use the skinny section of the garden that's been wood chipped heavily and has very few weeds. You'll see a few green objects poking up out of the soil, but those are actual vegetables. Those are either volunteer potatoes, because we planted potatoes over here last year, or some onions. First step, though, you never mix wood chips into the soil. You always pull them aside. So as the first step was just to get the rake and pull all the wood chips back. So I'm ready to bring in some soil. We still have a little bit of the bag soil from biossoil. So I just took a bucket for each one of these little places I cleared out and just made little mounds. And in each of those mounds, I just went ahead and planted, anywhere from 5 to 8 seeds, just all the way around and in the mound. Not wanting all of the seeds to survive, but you always overplant just in case, because you only want a couple, but you hope they all come up, and then you can thin them later. But there's all I have left of the bio soil, which is very little. My wife came in here and helped me with the strawberry patch, and she did a lot of weeding, so that looks a little better. And so we can actually, make some improvements on that once the strawberry season is over. And I had one other spot over here by where I planted the corn last time, and I did plant, I think it was watermelon or something here, I can't remember. I didn't mark anything, so it's just a surprise. I used up all those seeds, or at least I used all those seeds, and we'll just see what lives and what doesn't. So, and if it doesn't live, we'll just bring another crop in and we'll plant something else there, something that's more short season. I did bring some more sweet potato slips over, and because they're looking very sickly originally, so I did plant some more. Some of them had lived, and so we're going to see how this goes. I don't know if these new slips will do any better than the old ones, but we'll just see. So those are all the little mounds I planted. Up here were the cucumbers and zucchini type crops. And we'll see how those germinate here in another week or so, and then the corn in the background. So yeah, it's time to let these seeds come up, and then in a week or two, when the plants are big enough, I need to bring some wood chips in. But did a lot of weeding today too, and all this goodness, it doesn't go to waste. I bring all this down to my home garden, and it's food for my chickens. And so you'll see here, I bring them in 5-gallon buckets, and I just haul them down to the chickens and let them scratch through it. People ask me if it's if I'm not worried about bringing all this vine weed into my own home garden, and I'm not really worried about it. These chickens will take care of all this, and it'll all dry out and die. And I've been doing this for years and years, and I haven't had any real vine weed problems in my yard. So there's a look at the garden, and it looks pretty good. So we'll see how the things start to grow. Thanks for watching.